Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another deck profile. So today I'm doing a deck profile on my favorite deck at the moment, which is Exosisters. Now I've been playing this deck ever since it came out. I think it's for like 2 years or so. I don't know how long it's been, but this has been my favorite deck so far, and I haven't done a deck profile on it yet, so why not, We haven't done anything Yu-Gi-Oh related on this channel for a while, so I hope you guys enjoyed this deck profile, and thank you. Alright, so to start off this deck profile, we play 3 Marsa, 3 Alice, 2 Stella, 2 Sophia, 1 Irene, and then for the honorary Exosisters, we play 2 Aratama, 3 Psyche Tama. So I'm going to explain my ratios. So these are pretty basic ratios, except for I think 3 Aratama works good. It kind of, a lot of people are playing hand traps right now, and it's really bad if you do get ashed on your Aratama. Like I think it's horrid, actually horrid, because if you normal summon Aratama first, kind of telling your opponents like, oh, I don't really have the Marsa. This is my last resort play, and it gets stopped pretty easily. It does feel really bad. If you do have the Psyche Tama in hand with the Aratama, kind of works out. Oh, you get a a free bait on an Ash or an Imperm. Go into your Exceeds. Could get Impermed or Ash again. Is whatever. But I only play it at 2. You could play it at 3. I think it's still good at 3. 3 Psyche Tama because it's just a free normal. It works wonders for this deck because you're locked out of special summoning anything else in this deck, so Psyche Tama is really good. Play 1 Irene, this is the brick. I think everyone knows that if you play this deck. If you haven't, it really sucks drawing this card. You usually just want to play it for the Vadis, so you can summon Sophia and Irene off the Vadis, get the free draw if you didn't use it on their turn. Um, on their turn, if they're trying to move something from the graveyard, you can Vadis, take a brick out your deck, you get insane value, you get Sophia, Irene, and then you get to keep Martha or Alice and Stella in your deck to use later on in the game, so that's awesome. But right now I think maybe the game is a little too fast. You can cut the Irene, it's a bad break. It does suck drawing it. I draw it so many times, I don't know why. I really think about siding it, or not siding it, cutting it. I side it out a lot. Game 2 and 3, this card nearly always gets sided out, so maybe you keep it in your main deck. It's you don't really have to think when siding out cards. You just side out the Irene, is whatever. Sophia, 2 or 1, I think is okay. It's no, if you have another Exosister, you draw a card. Sophia and Alice, it's a great 2-card combo. Normal, special, draw 1, go into Caspatel switch Marsa, go Magnifica, full combo. It's the basic Magnifica set 1. So that's fine. Only thing that sucks about Sophia is you do play Prosperity in this deck. If you use Sophia's effect to draw, you're locked out of Prosperity. That kind of sucks, but I think it's okay. It doesn't happen often. It does happen to me a few times, more than a few times than I could recall, but it's it's okay. Yeah, sometimes you draw into the Prosperity. Oh, that kind of sucks, but yeah, you have it for next turn. Is whatever. Stella, 2 or 1, I think is okay. I think playing it at 2 is good. This plus another Exosister is full combo. Irene is, this card is the second best Exosister. It's a free special summon if you control another Exosister monster. So any of these other Exosisters plus Alice is full combo. Martha is great as well. Actually, not great. This card is awesome. It's amazing. Martha, full combo free. Well, basically full combo free. You need Marsa plus another level 4 in hand, and then you can go full combo. Go into Magnifica if you're not scared of Nib. You can go Marsa, normal summon 1, go into what's her name, Michalis, and have Martha on the sidelines. And then if they move something from graveyard, you can actually summon on their turn, and use Returnia to banish 1, make Magnifica on their turn if you want to play around Nib. Stuff like that is good. But yeah, that explains my ratios. Always 3 Martha, always 3 Alice. 2 or 1s for the rest, I think that's fine if you want to make room for other cards in the deck. But that rounds up my monsters. For my spells, I did talk about this earlier. I play 3 Prosperity, so obviously this card is insane in this deck. You don't really play that many extra deck monsters. But I think you always Prosperity for 6. And on the second one, if you do get it again, you prosperity for 3. You do exceed a few times in this deck, but I think it's okay if you give up a few cards, a few situational cards. 3 packs, searcher for the deck, Scoted, awesome card. You could even set it and use it on their turn. If they're moving something from the graveyard, get a free exceeds. It's really good value. Play 1 call by. Obviously, you hate hand traps. Call by is great. Also, it moves something from the graveyard, activates Martha, while at the same time you're stopping something. So that's really cool, really awesome. We love Martha, and we love moving stuff from the graveyard. So call by the grave is really good. And at the same time, we also hate moving things from the graveyard. So I play Necro Valley. Necro Valley by itself already shuts down a lot of deck, which is awesome. Really good. So I run Necro Valley, and I also run 1 Gravekeeper Inscription. And you just call the one where they can't activate graveyard effects. I think special summoning from the graveyard is fine for some decks, like if they use a card to special summon from the graveyard, that activates your Exosisters. But if you're locking them out of special summoning, not special summoning, using effects from the graveyard, it's really good. Cuts out a lot of decks plays. And it's uninteractable. Best of all, it's uninteractable. If they have Lightning Storm or something, they can out the Necro Valley and play, but with Inscription, they just have to deal with it. It's like the Shifter, another plus side of this deck, which will come up later. But it's just free. It's just something you activate, and it's a done deal. I only play Necro Valley because I don't have a second Inscription. If you have a second Inscription, this card is great, really good. I would play 2 over the 1 Necro Valley, 1 Inscription. I would just play 2. I couldn't get a second one, which is why I play Necro Valley. So that rounds up my spells. Not too many spells. Good, because we do play a Floodgate in this deck that stops spells. So. And then as for traps, I play 2 Returnia, 1 Vadis, and 3 Impermanents. So I didn't go over my hand traps yet. I'll go through that last. But I play 2 Returnia, 1 Vadis, because a lot of times when I play, I realize the second Returnia does come out a lot. Like, a lot. I actually do need the second one, especially if I get evenly matched. Then I really need the second Returnia. It happened a lot in some regionals where I just set some cards, especially one of my Returnias. I opened up, I just set it, make a decent Exosister board, as decent as it could be, and I get evenly matched. I lose that Returnia, and then it comes up later where I do need a second one. So I just played the 2. I used to play 1 and 1, but I feel like the second one does come out a lot. I don't know. It could just be me. I could just be a bad player, but I feel like I do need the second Returnia. And then the 1 Vadis, Vadis is just a good card. I don't feel like you need to play multiple, especially because if you do cycle through your deck a lot, you start to run out of pairs, is what I noticed. When I play 2 Vadis, sometimes I would brick on the second one, and I don't have enough monsters to use it because, I side out the Irene. Sometimes I run out of Alice's because I open up 2 and then I use 1 for Martha for some reason. Like, that's just my hand. And then the second Vadis is pretty much useless. Not pretty much useless. It is useless. I can't use it. So I just played a 1. And then 3 Impermanents because, it is a good card, a good hand trap. It doesn't activate talents, and you can use it on the Shifter, right? So it's awesome. And then for my other hand traps, I do play the Shifter. So we play hand traps that work on the Shifter, right? So we play 3-dimensional Shifter. Plus side of this deck, it is a D-Shifter deck, right? Oh, everyone hates D-Shifter, right? No, I love D-Shifter. I put this in every deck, alright? I don't care what anyone says. You need to play. This is a necessary evil. Okay, come on. Like, Fiendsmith, Snake Eyes, you need Shifter. You need a Shifter. There's something that has to stop that deck, right? Plus side of this deck, you do make a mediocre board. Oh, it's just Magnifica and Shifter. But if this deck doesn't have Shifter, the board's not that good. I mean, if they have nothing to out the Magnifica, it is pretty hard to out since it does avoid targeting, but Shifter deck. 3 Ash, 3 Mourner, so we play 12 hand traps in total in this deck. You could play more if you want to play. I don't know what else you could play, like Molcharmy. I don't think this deck is that good this format. We are in a tier 0 format, so yeah, all these hand traps, they do anything? I know a lot of people are debating about board breakers versus hand traps. So you guys tell me what you like to run in your deck, because honestly, I don't know what's better, hand traps or board breakers, because I live in Georgia. So, oh, all these branded players running around, gimmick puppet locking you. Yeah, you're gonna need hand traps, but if you run hand traps against Fiendsmith Snake Eye, oh, you don't have enough hand traps to stop them. They go full combo. Now you're short cards. You know, what do you guys like playing? Next for the extra deck, it's pretty standard. I think it's standard. Play 2 Magnifica, 3 Mikalis, 2 Caspatel, 1 Jabrine, and then 1 Asaful, 1 Baguska, 1 Typhon, 1 Zeus, Donner to get rid of like tokens and stuff, so you can activate Martha later, or like, you know, this deck you have to like only control Exosister, so Donner outs himself and outs another card. Now this deck does have a problem getting rid of towers, so Underworld Goddess, if you can somehow summon 4 monsters in this deck, which actually is not that hard. You know, Martha, Aratama, Psyche Tama, boom, Underworld Goddess. Actually that doesn't even work because Martha locks you, but yeah, Underworld Goddess, if you can make it somehow. And we run Cowboy because, you know, he's a really cool card. His attack position effect is really good. It wins me a lot of game 3s, you know. This card is insane. Just run the Cowboy. It's a rank 4 deck. I think everyone should in rank 4 decks. Yeah, you know, shout out to Turf, because yeah, Cowboy. Alright, onto the side deck. It's, you know, pretty standard. You can cut the Mikalis. I play 3 of it, but I feel like it's okay to run out 2 if you want to run another Exceeds. I just run it at 3 because third does come out a lot. I used to run 3 Magnifica, but I think the 2 is okay. The third one does come up if you misplay, and the game goes on longer than you think it should. Like against you Bell, sometimes I could run into the third one, but it's kind of because I misplayed and the game goes on way longer than it should. And then, oh, I do need this third Mikalis, but I don't have it. Let me call this Magnifica. You know, I need the third one. Doesn't come up that often, so I just run it out too. It's whatever. On to the side deck. I like playing blowout cards. You already know. Evenly match. Hate that card. So we run cards to stop them from playing before we can get evenly matched, right? So we run D barrier, yes sir. This card right here. The moment they do anything, you just D barrier, call. All right, good game. A lot of decks can't play D barrier. Now all decks can, like Link decks, like Snake Eye, kind of play around this because they're a Link deck. But yeah, it's okay. D barrier stops a lot of other decks like Branded, you call Fusion. A lot of decks, like if they're playing Whitewood, just call Synchro. You know, awesome card. Now if they call Exceeds on me, you know, I just special summon as much as I can. Pass my turn. Hopefully they move something from the graveyard, or you, if you have like a Pax, or if you drew one of your returners, you can Exceed on their turn, so it's not that bad, you know. Even if you call Exceeds, you kind of just, if they're playing an Exceeds deck, you can kind of, you know, shotgun your Magnifica effects and then debarrier, call Exceeds. And it's okay still. Next, obviously talking about evenly match, we gotta play it. The God card evenly match. Now I know a lot of Exosister decks, they do opt into running this in the main deck just because the deck going second, if you do lose the dice roll, is really bad. Like this deck has an awful time going second. Like I said, not a lot of board breakers you can run in this deck, so I opt into hand traps, but something you could play to replace like those board breakers that you couldn't run is evenly match. I used to run this in the main, but I wanted to try, you know, just pure hand traps just for value, like, because going first and then opening up evenly match does kind of feel bad. But then it's something like, oh, if you went second, you opened up evenly match, right? It's a crazy card, really good this format because they did remove Baron and Savage. Evenly match is just so good right now with the removal of generic Omni negates, so it's good in the main if you want to run it. Next, taking out blowout cards, goes in match. If a deck can't play through goes in match, oh GG, you know, goes in match. Anti-spell fragrance, just blows out spells decks, and if they have lightning storm in their deck, they can't use it against your traps that you have set like goes in match. So, you know, use this in their draw phase. So good, so good. Now, speaking of lightning storm, we run 2 lightning storm. You can run 2 lightning storm, 1 harpies. I run lightning storm and evenly match for back row deck, so I didn't think I needed the harpies. The harpies is good too if you want to run it. I also run drone lockbird because some decks, they aren't hurt as much by D shifter, so sometimes I have to side out the D shifter for something. I've run 2 droll just because, or I run 2 drolls just to side out for my D shifter. If a deck isn't hurt by D shifter, they're usually hurt by droll, so I side in the droll over the shifter, and I play 2 dark ruler no more as my 14 and 15. Now you could side out, or you could not side out, you could take out the 2 dark rulers for an extra droll and then harpies for your 14 and 15. I run 2 dark ruler because I don't really use it that much actually, now that I think about it. I'm just getting calamity locked out locals, so yeah, you can run it if you want. It's another option. I'll probably take it out now that I think about it. Yeah, you know, calamity, Konami, please say calamity, and Snake Eyes. Make the game, make Yu-Gi-Oh great again, honestly. Alright, well, that will round up my deck profile. Thank you guys for watching, and if you do like the video, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps us out. And you know, I'll be doing more videos in the future, don't you guys worry. We're not taking, you know, 8-month breaks. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you guys next time.